Hey guys, Grumpy here with the debut episode of What the Fleet, WTF. This save file was shared by Marvelous Fortress. In it, if I read the description, they say, I've had some success with this fleet in previous bounty missions and whatnot, but it gets completely obliterated by the Tri-Tachyon phase fleet in this mission. Um, It's my first time playing this mission, so I'm not sure if this fight is supposed to be always avoided, but I really like to learn how to combat a phase fleet, or how to improve my fleet composition in general. Thanks. Alright, so, taking a look at the fleet. Um, just a quick cursory glance. The composition looks nice. We have an anchor ship, a Paragon. Very powerful anchor ship. Really like to see that. Looks like your flagship is a Harbinger, which is really nice. Harbinger is a great ship. It in conjunction with something like a Griffin, which has a lot of missiles, is a very powerful duo. The Griffin provides high explosive damage in the form of missiles, and the Harbinger disables the opponent's shields, land, resulting in some very nice surprise hits that the enemy would otherwise splash harmlessly against their shield. So that's a very nice combo. Looking past that, there's a bunch of midline ships here. So the Apogee, Griffin, the Heron. Really nice to see that. Then we have 3 Hammerheads and a Sunder. Great support ships. Great line ships. Really nice to round out the fleet there. We have a Heron. We have a Drover, which is a good ship. This is a good carrier, more so for the early game. Once you get your hand on some Herons, you kind of replace the Drovers with Herons, but still an okay ship. And then a bunch of CQC ships that I really like to see. The Brawler made it, which is really nice. The Monitor's here as well. Then we have a Vigilance and 2 Tempests, okay. And then, I mean, these are just freighters. So nothing really to say there. But yeah, this is a really good fleet composition. I can see why you've had some success with it. No real changes here. One thing I will say is, your ship design. If we look at the Thumper here, I like to mix kinetic with high explosive. I see you chose to go with the Thumpers here. This can be okay, but the problem is you're lacking high explosive damage here, which is going to be kind of detrimental if you can't pierce through an enemy's armor. With smaller ships, that doesn't really matter so much as the armor is relatively thin. But in larger engagements, as you go further into the game, armor will become an issue. See, like this Thunder is really well balanced. It has kinetic, it has high explosive in the form of missiles, and then it also has an energy weapon, so you get damage to the hull. So pretty good balance on that. I like that. Ooh. These should be assault chain guns, not thumpers. This hurts my heart a little. But overall, can't really complain. So, in order to take on this fight, well, let me back up. Good fleet composition. I can see why you've been successful. It's really good here. Unfortunately, this fleet is not going to do well against a phase fleet, especially one so difficult as the Tri-Tachyon Bounty Hunter, which is, I think, entirely phase ships, if I recall correctly. The reason is you don't have enough constant pressure at a distance. So, beam weapons. Long-range beam weapons and fighters are king against phase ships. I will attempt this fight. of course. But specifically, if you want to hard counter phase ships, majority phase ship fleets, then you want a lot of carriers, and you want a lot of long range beam weapons. The reason being, there was a change in 0.95 that hinders phase ships the longer they stay in phase space. And what that means is, if you can flux out a phase ship, then it can no longer submerge in phase space, and it just has to take all the damage that you dish out to it. And it also means that phase ships can't break away from you, because you don't have sources of constant pressure besides the two fighters here, or besides the two carriers here, and then the beam weapons of the Paragon. Phase ships are gonna have no problem getting in, doing damage, and getting back out. That'll make this fight exceptionally difficult. What I'm gonna do I'm gonna attempt the fight probably once or twice. But what I'm gonna try to do is group the carriers with the Paragon, and then have that kind of lead the charge, and then have my ships waiting around on the flanks to catch out any phase ships that get too close. But there's not really much hope of us keeping pace with them. The monitor, I believe the Tri-Tachyon Bounty Hunter Fleet has Harbinger, so the monitor is going to be useless here. In any other fight, though, it would be king. But specifically against Harbingers, it gets hard countered by their special ability, which is Quantum Disruptor. This deactivates the shield on the monitor, causing it to take full damage. And the monitor isn't a tanky ship. 175 armor is paper thin. That's less than a vigilance and less than a tempest. No real average amount of hull. Yeah, so we will attempt this fight though regardless. And then do you have any colony worlds? No, so you don't have any colonies. Alright, well, we'll take it into the core worlds and see if we can refit the fleet, and then see how much difference that makes. But I know the bounty fleet is close by, so I'm actually gonna jump out into hyperspace and see if we can wait for the monitor to heal up at least. And I'm even gonna go dark as another precaution. Alright. Yeah, we're just waiting for that to heal up. Let's check your inventory. You don't have any weapons. You have Mark 9s and Festus. Neither of which would really be helpful in the fight. Alright, monitor's gonna take a few days. Where are the core worlds? They're decently far away. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in. And we'll go ahead and attempt this fight. Sure. Alright, so here is the Tri-Tachyon Fleet. For the majority of you, I recommend just spending the sword point to skip this fight and go on to the objective that's down here, but we will attempt this fight. Oh boy. I just noticed they're all level 6 and 7 officers. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ah, they're cheating. The maximum number of officers you can have is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Cheaters. Alright. So like I said, we are going to pretty much rally everyone around the Paragon. Have the carrier support the Paragon. try to take down these dooms as fast as possible to prevent mine spam becoming a problem. And then see if we can take out the harbingers so that we can potentially bring in the monitor. If we can bring in the monitor against the rest of this fleet, then this fight is no big deal. Even the doom mine spam won't really be an issue. The monitor will have no problem tanking that. Alright, let's go ahead and move into engage. Do we want to change out of the Harbinger? I think we do want to... change out of the Harbinger, and I think we want to take over the Paragon. We should do this in hyperspace. We will take over the Paragon because it's going to be important for us to control the battle space around us. Alright, without further ado, we'll go ahead and deploy. We will bring in both the carriers to support us, and then I think we'll just bring in a bunch of hammerheads. We'll bring in the brawler to go capture secure a objective for us, and perhaps that's it. Yeah, we'll bring in the Griffin. And then we'll bring in the actually, we'll bring in the Tempest. We'll have you we'll have you grab this objective, we'll have you grab that objective. I'm gonna get the Heron and the Griffin on me. Drover. I wonder how many times I called this a Griffin. We'll get the Drover on me, and then we'll have the hammerheads kind of sit towards the flanks. These needs to be in groups. We'll bind this to group 3. We'll bind you two to group 4. We'll have 4 go over here. I do have to be careful because the amount of command points is really low. This isn't a maxed character that has points allocated in command. Other than that, I think this is good. I'll send you guys to group 2. Keep you on me, and I think we're good. Alright. Ooh, I didn't look at weapon groups at all. Oh, well, this should be fine. So hopefully we can capture these uncontested, which will allow us to bring in more reinforcements. And I think just overwhelming firepower is what's gonna allow us to get through. Alright, I'm gonna bring in everyone else. Let's bring in you and you as well. I mean, I'd rather have a monitor. Oh, okay, looks like we don't get that choice. I'd rather have a monitor than a vigilance, but it just costs a bit too much. Okay, in the meantime, let's go ahead and cancel that. We'll add you to group 3. So we'll grab all of you, we'll grab this vigilance. We'll have all of you go to group 3. We'll have you all in group 4. Grab another Tempest in group 4. We'll have the Apogee also in... Oh, wait, sorry, no. I need the Griffin. We'll have the Apogee over to group 4. Yep. And I guess we'll add the Sunder over to group 3 as well. Okay. So we'll have group 3 rally over here. We'll have group 4 rally over here. And then we'll kind of let them bring the fight to us. In fact, we'll move them a little closer in. and forward, and same thing, we'll move group 4 in and forward. And we'll cancel these orders. Okay. So we'll bring the fight. We'll let them bring the fight to us, and then we'll protect our flanks with the rest of our fleet, and see how she goes. Now I am at a disadvantage because I'm piloting a Paragon, which I normally never do. But I'm hoping auto fire will see us through here. Okay, I don't know why you're engaging that, but sure. Okay. Just keep an eye on our flanks. Alright. Looks like the majority of the fleet is coming down on our right side. You're assigned to group 2. You're supposed to be escorting me. You're not even supposed to be over there. We will just keep an eye out. There we go. What we want to do is we want to keep an eye on these dooms, and if we can eliminate one of these dooms, then it just makes it that much easier to deal with the rest of the fleet. Okay. They have a hammerhead down, which is not good. Here you see the beam weapons working against the Doom. The Doom really wants to stay in phase space and not take all this long range damage. We can capitalize on that. If we take all of group 4 and have them focus on this Doom. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's the right Doom that I'm looking at. But if we take all of group 4 and have them focus on this Doom, then actually we can do this a little better. No, that's fine. Then we'll be able to eliminate it because it'll be forced to stay in phase space until it fluxes out, and then the rest of our fleet will be able to capitalize on that. In the meantime, our flank is looking very soft over here, which I don't like, but perhaps they can hold out, though their prospects do not look grand. Let's see if we can get them. No, one Doom at a time. We'll also devote our carriers to this fight. Again, we'll have the Griffin come towards us though. This is not looking too hot though. Alright. I'm gonna use Fortress Shields while we take the Doom's attention off the rest of our fleet. Hopefully we can kill that Doom. That'd be really good. Alright. I'm gonna wait for this Reaper to come in, then I'm gonna... Yep. Wait for the Reaper to come in and then turn off our shield. Then our lasers will start auto-targeting. Oh, that was loud. Our lasers will start auto-targeting the Dooms. You're firing against that. I'd rather you absolutely did not. And then let's change this to an engage order. Let's have you guys do that and do that as well. Yeah, I insist they be aggressive. This might be a little too aggressive. Honestly, we might be committing a little too much to this, but the phase ships, the smaller ones, not really a threat. It's mostly the Dooms that we have to worry about. This does leave us a tad bit exposed, but c'est la vie. Anyway, let's continue dealing with these Dooms here. Alright. He's in firing range of our plasma cannon, so we might be able to take advantage of that. Nice. So one Doom down, which is fantastic. I apologize for the flashbang. I am going to get... I'm going to get my carriers to focus on the Doom that I'm working on, and that the rest of my fleet is working on. I'm going to have Group 4 rally again by my flank. I don't want them to overextend chasing this nonsense. They can come back here. You guys can focus on that Doom. And the rest of my ships can also focus on this Doom. Again, I apologize for the flashbang. Oh, okay. Alright, just like that. I was not paying attention to my flux whatsoever. Yikes. That's really bad. That is exceptionally dangerous. Let's go ahead and pilot a Tempest. I think this fight is lost at this point. There's not much else for us to do. Yeah, without the Paragon providing an anchor for the rest of the fleet, I don't know how we win this. Alright, well. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, because this is probably a loss. Maybe... I'm gonna give it another go, actually. I think what we were doing was helping, but we do need to pay attention to our Paragon, and just make sure that it's not overexposed. Let me take a closer look at this. I'll give it one more attempt as is. And then we'll make some changes to the fleet. Again, I want to pilot the Paragon here. Alright. Yeah, something like this. Heron, Griffin, and Drover all in group 2. Put you on group 4. And we'll put you on group 3. We'll have 4 take the nav buoy. We'll have 3 capture that. We'll change this to a capture command. Yep. And then we'll get all of group 2 to escort myself. Okay. The beam weapons certainly did help. You saw that we were able to pressure down the Dooms. We just need to be more careful in the Paragon. Just create a little distance if we can. Hopefully we can take this. We can. Let's bring in everybody else to the party. And the way we want to allocate this is, let's look at group 4. We can add the Harbinger to group 4. We can add another Hammerhead. 4. Group 4, and then to group 3, we'll add everybody else. Group 3 is a little lighter, but hopefully they can get the job done. Alright, also I think I'm going to pull everybody to the corner. I think being out in the open kind of exposes our flanks a bit too much, so let's try that instead. Let's have group 4 kind of post up over here. Let's have group 3 post up over here. And then I'll have group 2 kind of sit in the middle. And now let's watch our fleet kind of do that. We're abandoning the objectives because we don't need to hold them anymore. We would just use them to get enough deploy points so that we could bring in the rest of our fleet. So I learned this recently. You can press X to hold fire. Really good with beam weapons. Really good with beam weapons because they'll slow your ship down if you're trying to get away or trying to move to a specific location. Alright, so we're almost in position. Okay. Okay, you just captured that of your own volition. Cool. Alright. Okay. The 2 dooms are over here. That's fine. We have a doom in the back. We may have an opportunity to kind of bait the fleet in over here and then use group 4 as a flanking element. Let's see. I'm gonna keep the defend order on me. It's not really necessary, but in case I do give like an engage order or eliminate order, the next order they should follow should be to come back and defend me. It'll stop them from, continuing to pursue after they get a kill. Yikes. Okay. Alright. So here come the Doom Mines. Alright. This Doom is the most furthest forward, so we're going to go ahead and focus on them. I'm going to take all of Group 4 and have them... Let's let everything settle for a second. Okay. It looks like this Doom and this Harbinger are committed. So we'll go ahead and give him the eliminate order on that. We'll keep the Griffin on us. Okay, looks like they're regrouping, but we may have an opportunity to get on that. This Doom is separated though. Ooh, that's an interesting proposition. Hmm. We may be able to drive a wedge between these two groups. And if we can get group 3 to go ahead and eliminate even like 1 or 2 harbingers and just leave a doom by itself, then that might be really good. I'm gonna go so far as to commit our let's commit our heron to this assault and just have it provide support. And we'll keep the rest of these on us. That might be a little spiced. I don't know. Let's see if this is enough to take on that doom. In the meantime, if we can drive this doom away from the other ones, like if we can drive it backwards, then this would be a lot easier to deal with. Oh. I was like, shouldn't I have beams going? Yeah, I forgot I had hold fire down. So this is a great example of fluxing out your opponent. The opponent is completely fluxed out. They're not going to be able to move. They have to vent, and now we have low flux, and we're about to send some plasma cannons their way. So. What? What? I don't know how he got so separated from the pack. But this looks good to me. We can go ahead and remove these. This looks good to me. We'll have... we'll live with a Harbinger on our flank. That's no big deal. Alright, that Doom's gonna get away. So we'll go ahead and pivot over here, and we'll focus our attention on the Harbinger. These ships are getting flanked, huh? Alright, we'll call them back. I'll change this to an engage order. We'll still have them focus on that Doom, but they'll be a little less aggressive going after it. In the meantime, it looks like that Harbinger is about to die, and then we can commit to... we can have them commit to this other Harbinger. Nice. Alright. Okay, we do have a Doom on our flank, which is very terrifying. But we might be able to do something about that. If we go ahead and commit, because this Harbinger is not long for this world. If we go ahead and commit Group 3 with the addition of the Heron to this Doom, then that should be fine. Yeah. We can change that to an engage order. You're about to die. Yeah, it's about to be good night on that Tempest. Alright. Hey, wait. Alright, what do we have left? We have a Doom on our flank, which is getting surrounded by Group 3. What's remaining of Group 4? Not too much. We'll have the Drover assist on that. We'll have Group 4 continue their engagement on the Doom. But all in all, I mean, it's kind of looking rough. This Tempest is going to the ends of the earth, which, I'm so proud of it. We have a Sunder down, which is fine. Alright. We have a Shade on our flank, which... Did you kill that Harbinger? The Harbinger must have escaped. The only thing left is a Doom to our rear. Phew, nice. Which we can go ahead and attempt. I forgot what the Venki was. The Venki is V. We'll go ahead and try to also take on this Doom here. We'll cancel the escort order on ourselves, and we'll just have everybody else commit to this Doom. So, with a little bit of modification to our initial strategy, we ended up winning this fight. Still very, very difficult, but I had the right idea of supporting our Paragon with fighters. Yikes. Okay. This should be all she wrote, if we can get a little closer. Okay, sure. That's fine. We can commit ourselves to this Harbinger. And then what's down here? Targeting an Afflictor. Alright, very, very, very costly fight, but it is a fight that we do end up winning. We suffer heavy casualties, but again, this fleet was not optimized for this kind of fight, so I think these are acceptable losses. Let's see. Oh, nice. The only thing we lose would be 2 Tempests and a Hammerhead. I think that's a fair trade. Let's go ahead and recover all of Marvelous Fortress's ships, and let's grab a couple of Dooms and Harbingers to haul home. Ways I would improve this fleet though is really accentuating those beams. The Paragon proved paramount in providing a lot of long-range pressure. I would definitely bring a second, possibly even a third Paragon to this fight, and then I would also bring a couple of carriers. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of WTF with the fleet. I look forward to making more in the future. But other than that, Grumpy out.